How's it going, everybody? I'm Pristine Paper, and this is my first YouTube video. If you guys already know me, it's probably from Instagram at pristine_paper. That's where I've been, posting my content for the last 3 or so years, since I've been back in the hobby. And as you can see, obviously, my big collection is centered around Jason Tatum, Celtics, general Boston athletes, Patriots, Red Sox, Bruins. And I just love sports history. I was a history major. I minored in anthropology, so I love sports and then sports history, of course. So I love collecting even older sets or mostly game-worn relics of Hall of Fame established players. So that's what you'll probably see today. This is my top pickups of 2023. So you'll definitely be seeing a lot of patches. You'll definitely be seeing a lot of numbered. You'll definitely be seeing some legends and even some young guys that I think will be legends. So let's get into it. So I couldn't make a real top 10. So let me explain what you see in front of you. This is slabs. So I don't really buy a lot of slabs, to be honest. I really buy a lot of just raw singles. And so I didn't pick up a lot of slabs, but I conveniently grabbed just five that would work with this. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to start with the slabs, and then I'm going to move on to honorable mentions, which is this pile over here to the right. In the middle is the top 10, and this is in a particular order. This is not, and this is not either. The honorable mentions are just kind of cards I really wanted to talk about, but I don't think they make the top 10. So, and there's two sets of pairs things that kind of go together. So you'll see. Anyway, without further ado, let's start. So let's get the first one up, and you'll see right away. This is the kind of stuff that I am interested in collecting. So this is a Beckett 9.5 2018 Leaf Inscriptions green to 60 of LeVar Ball, and the auto grade is a 10 as well. So yeah, LeVar Ball, let's talk about him. I mean, I think he's hilarious. I think he's very smart, business wise. He's a very business savvy person. He knows how to get his name in the news. He knows how to get his son's name in the news, and that there's never such thing as bad publicity. So whatever, no matter what he says, even if it's something as ridiculous as this, it'll be good publicity for him and his family and the brand that they're trying to work on. So, or that they were trying to work on. I mean, it's established at this point. This is from 2018. So yeah, this is him claiming that Lonzo would win the MVP the next year, and we obviously know that did not happen. So again, it just really shows. I love this card because it shows that moment in time when LeVar Ball was on top of the sports world. He was on Sports Center. He was debating Stephen A. Smith about who was better, who was better, Steph Curry or Lonzo. He was debating Stephen A. if he could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one. And that was a big topic of discussion. It's crazy to talk about now. So that's why I got this one. It was really cool to add to my collection, and I love the Ball family. I love the Ball brothers. So here we go. Next up, another pretty unique one. I'll be honest. Most things are unique. There's some pretty obvious things that are just there to hold, but this is something to keep. So this is from 1990 Notre Dame, and I think this is the set that is called Complete, and this is a Beckett authentication for the autograph. And this autograph is of none other than Rudy Rudiger. And if you don't know who Rudy Rudiger is, you probably have not seen the movie Rudy, starring Sean Astin, aka the guy from Goonies and the guy from Stranger Things, Bob. So basically, Rudy was this guy from Indiana, I believe. Grew up in the 50s or 60s. A huge Fighting Irish fan, and him and his dad would watch the games. And Rudy, this is a big point, is not a football player in terms of physique or skill at all. So his whole dream was to play for the Fighting Irish, and you'll see in the movie, he goes through a lot of trials and tribulations. He gets rejected from Notre Dame multiple times. He does not have the grades to get into this school, and most everybody did not believe in him and did not believe that he would get in. It's a real crazy story that does not sound like it's true, but it is. And so basically what happened, long story short, is Rudy made the team eventually, after so many tryouts and whatever. And he got to play one snap or two snaps. I'm sorry, two snaps for the team. I think one was a kneel, and then the first one was this. So basically, Rudy got the game-winning sack in this bowl game. I forget the name of the bowl game, but it was against Georgia Tech, and the score was 24-3. And that is the play that they ran for Rudy to get a sack. And it's one of the most inspiring sports moments of all time, and it's just a cool card. It's a cool thing. I love the movie. I've always been inspired by the story, so this is not an expensive one, and I've seen him do this on other cards for the Notre Dame Stadium. But I just wanted to have one for myself, so that's that one. It's really cool. Next up, the next two are from the same set, and you'll see why I love this set, basically. So basically, here we go. This is the 2017 Panini Donruss Optic Fast Break Purple out of 155. This is De'Aaron Fox. So it's a PSA 8. I don't really mind the grade. I really just wanted the card. And I got this for a crazy good deal at the time. I want to say around like $70, which is kind of crazy considering how high his stock is right now. And this is a color match rookie. And, I just wanted the card, so I picked it up, and he's been going crazy this year as well. I mean, this is more so in the 2022-2023 season was when I picked this up, but 2023-24, he's going crazy as well, like even better. He's like averaging damn near 30, I'm pretty sure. So really like this one. Great player, and I just love this set because of, Jason Tatum. There's amazing players in this set. Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox, Bam, Lauri Markkanen, I'm probably forgetting somebody. I mean, even Lonzo is a great player, but, just not in a good health situation right now. So that is De'Aaron Fox. And now, coming up next, we got Donovan Mitchell, who is also a great player. These are both great players. I'm only prefacing this just because his stock is a little bit down in the 23-24 season. There's been trade rumors. The team has not been healthy. The team's not been really gelling, not been winning. So I think he's still a great player. I'm not not saying it's his fault at all, but it's just the team situation. They might be moving on from him. But this is a PSA 9, the orange parallel number to 199, and great deal for this one as well. I mean, both these guys were killing it in 2022 and 23, and I really wanted to get a couple cards to, encapsulate that moment in time. You'll see that a lot in my collection. I like to get things that remind me of moments of time of my life or when I've been my life watching sports, and you'll just see it. You'll see it throughout the video. So last slab. This is the big boy. This is, I know it's HGA, but just look at the card, all right? Look at what the card is. It's an HGA 9.5, 2004 Topps Finest Gold X-Fractor to 150 rookie of Larry Fitzgerald, the second best receiver of all time, in my opinion. So yeah, this card, HGA, I picked this up because I wanted to crack it and resub. I don't think HGA has any credibility in grading cards. I know it's a hybrid grading approach. They use half human and half AI to grade the card. But, I mean, first of all, they can't even get the name right. They wrote X Factor instead of Fractor. And the label's all kind of, like, wonky. It's not straight. So, but anyways, I'm done with HGA. I love the slab. The slab is sturdy. The card itself is sweet. So Larry Fitzgerald is an all-time legend, the second best receiver all time, in my opinion. He put up the second most receiving yards all time with the worst round of quarterbacks I've ever seen. He had probably around, like, I wrote this down in the post I made of this card on Instagram. He probably had like 8 to 10 quarterbacks for his career, all with the Cardinals, and none of them were good. None of them. His best was probably a 2009 Kurt Warner, and then Carson Palmer, and that's really been it. I mean, he played with some shit quarterbacks, but he produced, so that's why I just really respect him. I also saw a long time ago he's a huge travel fan. I'm a big traveler as well, and I just wanted to get a card to just support him because I'm a fan. So, and it's the rookie. I love the design of this one. So yeah, we'll see if I crack that one. I'm still kind of on the fence just because I like the slab. I like the quality of the slab, but I hate the company. So that's where we are with that one. Okay. 10 minutes in, just on the slabs. Nice job. Nice job. All right. Let's get on to the honorable mentions, and I'll try to go quicker. So next up, we got these two right here. So let me just show you. Basically, I kind of always wanted to do this since I knew that these kinds of things existed in terms of, you know, Caitlyn signing her name on a Bruce Jenner card. Obviously, these have existed for a long time when Caitlyn was identifying as Bruce, but I did not really expect her to sign under her new identity. You know what I mean? So to see these both together is kind of crazy. You never. This is a very unique situation. Obviously, she was the first real major celebrity to come out as transgender, and then I still remember like in 2015. I think she was on the cover of Vogue. That's when she dropped like her transition and what she actually looked like in her transition with her long hair and her her surgeries, and it was definitely a shock at the time. And it's just interesting to see culturally how much different things are like 8 or 9 years later. So yeah, I really wanted to get these to again capture that moment in time. I've been a history guy, so eventually I would love to send these off to PSA. It just would be a cool, just to get them authenticated, just to have them on the shelf next to each other or something like that. So yeah, and this is from 1988. Oh, no, excuse me, that's the rights reserved for the Olympic logo. 1991 Impel Olympic cards. So pretty cool, I would say. You can't really, I mean, it's like a 1-of-1 pairing, All right, next up, the next pairing. This is the last pairing. Oh, grabbed 3 cards by mistake. All right, first up is the Origins Roots of Greatness Gold 10 of Garnett and Paul Pierce, and the Gold to 10 version with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So this is a really cool little set I unintentionally made. So I picked this one up at a show, and my girlfriend bought this one for my birthday, and I love it because it really just shows the era of Celtics basketball and just how different they've been. And since I've been watching, really, this era was made overnight. Super team era created that whole notion that you need to have a star-studded team. And then we have these guys, the homegrown guys, the guys we drafted. I mean, Pierce we drafted, but it really shows that they came from the roots of greatness. So having these two like in the same parallel is just kind of cool. So I really like these guys together on a shelf. Next is this one. This is out of Spectra. It's a Triple Threat Materials green scope to 25 of Dirk Nowitzki. I love Dirk. I think he was ahead of his time. His play style would be insane today. He would be doing Jokic stuff, in my opinion. Maybe not as good of a passer, but he is just a crazy player. I don't need to talk about Dirk. Everyone knows how good Dirk was and loves Dirk. He's got great personality. He's in the Hall of Fame. And these patches are sweet. I mean, I think this one's from his actual nameplate on the back of the jersey. I think this one is from it's probably from a different jersey, but either the nameplate or the nameplate of the team name, and I think this is part of the number. But yeah, it's just cool. It's just cool. I got this for a great deal too. So here we go. Next up, we got here's the first Tatum card. So I got a couple in here. I want to overload it with Tatum because I got up a lot. So this is just kind of a simple one. This is out of Flux. It's the gold scope to 8. And I really just liked it because, Flux kind of has like they vary in terms of the colors and on the name plate. I guess you want to call it. So this is like the neon yellow / gold version. Like there's like magentas and blues and different other colors like that. So I thought the Flux logo was also that color. I thought this was nice. It matched the gold scope parallel, and just a cool looking card to have. So it's not to 8. It's not to 10. So it's a little bit shorter print. Next up, I should have just put this one after the Pierce and Garnett one, but this is out of Photogenic from this year's Photogenic to 75, the diamond parallel, and it's the Championship Feels insert set. It's technically about Paul Pierce card, but I mean, there's all 3 of them on there. I love this card. I knew when they had this one, I had to get get it. Like I had to get parallel version. There's a couple parallel versions, but I think the diamond is the coolest one out of photogenic. So, I mean, this era of again, this era of the Celtics changed the NBA. It changed the landscape of the NBA. It changed how teams were structuring their rosters. You know, it was crazy, and only got one championship. I know that's a huge meme that people love to talk about, but you know, the '08 Celtics championship is the most talked about championship of all time. Blah blah blah. I get it. I mean, we were there a couple times, but you know, Kobe was there too, so it's hard to beat Kobe. And I also like this is number 3 out of 75, so the big 3. A couple more honorable mentions. I won't get too much more in depth on them. This is cool. This is a Bowman Chrome rookie card, blue refractor of John David Washington, and this is out of 150. So if you don't know who this is actually Denzel Washington's son. So Denzel Washington, the actor, legend in his own right. But John David Washington is actually an actor too. He's in a couple of different movies and TV shows like Ballers with Dwayne Johnson. He was also in Tenet. He starred in Tenet, the Christopher Nolan movie. And he just came out with another movie this year. It was a sci-fi movie. I forget what it was called. It was with that bald child. I forget what it was called, but he's a cool guy. I mean, he never actually played a snap for them. He was on the practice squad, but it's just a cool, unique thing to own of I guess an actor who's, I think is gonna probably, supplant his dad as, the guy in Hollywood as he's getting older. He's still pretty young, but next up, this is cool. Cristiano Ronaldo at the Futera Memo Stars game used relic. This is numbered 22. And this one's really cool. I like this company because they actually tell you the game that this came from and the date. So this is featuring Ronaldo on Manchester United, before he took over the world with Madrid. And he was playing in the Champions League semifinal versus Barcelona on April 29th in 2008. So what I did is I looked up that game. I looked at the stats of that game to see if he, scored any goals or, was just a beast in that game. And the only stat he had recorded was a yellow card. So I looked up the video though. The video of it is online and you can see it. And, he's wearing a red jersey. So this was a piece of jersey he wore when he got a yellow card. So it's kind of funny. But all-time legend. That's why I had to throw that in there. Last one. This was a last-minute throw-in because I thought this was I love this set. This is what year is this? Where is the year on here? Am I missing it? 2004. Sorry, guys. This is a 2004 Ultimate Collection dual patch of Michael Vick and Donovan McNabb, 25. Yeah, this is a patch. You can see the stitching on the side. But the Vic is sweet. I think that must be like an upside down 7. Has to be. But I think this is a cool card just because the landscape of the Eagles organization and Michael Vick's career. I keep using that word landscape, I know. But Michael Vick's career at this point, this is post, jail and the dogfighting scandal. And, Donovan McNabb was the one who told Tony Dungy to sign Michael Vick. And basically, he was the one who brought Michael Vick there and was able to, I guess, give the team a replacement for McNabb for himself. So it was kind of a cool situation. I never knew. When I looked this card up later because I was like, I wonder why these guys are on the card, other than obvious reasons. But yeah, I love the foil on here, and it's just a cool card all around. All right. 20 minutes in, we're finally getting to the actual top 10. So, here we go. I will try to just, I keep saying, but this is my first video, so I'm not really that great with timing, and I'm just rambling a lot. So, first up, we have number 10. This is at a gold standard. This is a gold strike on-card rookie auto out of 100 of Kawhi Leonard. Really, really love this card. I love Kawhi. I think that he is one of the best players of the 2010s. Up there with Kevin Durant and LeBron, seriously, in my opinion. I mean, what he was able to do I mean, I know recently with the Clippers, he's not been himself at all. I mean, let's be honest, but that 2019 finals run to end the decade, he got drafted in 2011, the 2014 finals run with the Spurs. I'm pretty sure he's got another one. I forget which year. But he was just like an assassin, a silent, like the Terminator, basically. And I love that persona, and I just love how he came to the Raptors and just kind of carried the team on his back in some scenarios. I know they had a lot of other stars there, but and won the ring against the injured Warriors. But it was like, wow, he took down the Warriors, and he took down the Miami Heat LeBron, which is the other like cool stat that they say about him. So he is the dynasty killer. I think is what they say. So that's number 10. Number 9 is an interesting one. It's not a sports card, so you'll see. Let me do this. Okay. Number 10 or 9, excuse me, is a Leaf card, and you'll see right there. It is a triple auto of Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty, and Lil Baby. And this is numbered to 7. This is from Leaf Decadence. It's a triple feature autograph. So I grew up I guess I should say I went to college from like 2016 to 2020. So I was a huge fan of rap. All my friends were. We were really into it. We would be up till midnight waiting for albums of these three guys, or others. But to have a card like this is just really really cool. You don't see stuff ever like this from any of the major companies. So that's why I love Leaf. But yeah, these guys are they're still very relevant today, but they're just legends. And anytime I look at this card, it brings me back to that time in college when I would be waiting until midnight for a Lil Uzi Vert album that wouldn't come. Like, oh my god, Eternal Atake, waiting for Eternal Atake for basically my whole college career, and then it drops and we have to go home for COVID. And me and my friends never really got that whole, like, I mean, I know it's gonna sound stupid, but people died. But it's just like, what could have been. But it's a sweet card. I love it, and this is definitely number 9. It's not leaving my collection at all. Number 8. This is a this is a patch card. First one of the top 10. So this is a huge jumbo massive materials patch out of black gold to 25 of Rob Gronkowski, the best tight end of all time, game used. Anything you'll see in here is game used. Gronk is just a beast, and this card just gives me that whole vibe of the 2010s, the best era of football in my mind, because I was watching Tom and Gronk and Edelman and Amendola and Chris Hogan, LeGarrette Blount, James White. We were just like, that team was just special. That whole decade of dominance. I know everyone hates us, but you can't beat it. And to be from this area and to just like have that time of your life, the 20-year dominance, is just special. So I just love this card. And I love Gronk. I love everything he's doing right now with his podcast with Edelman, and he's a great personality, obviously. So, and you just don't find this kind of a patch, honestly, anymore. And I mean, people hold this stuff, especially the Patriots, and I understand why, because I'm also holding it. So that's number 8. Number 7 is really cool as well. Okay. Number 7. So it looks pretty plain. So on the front, this card is signed by Tommy Heinsohn, Mr. Celtic. On the back, this card's signed by Reggie Lewis, the guy who's featured on the front of the card. So these are real autographs. Basically, I found this card on eBay, and I'm like, this is the most unique thing I might have ever seen. So I messaged the eBay seller, and I was like, do you know anything about the history of this card? Like, do you know if these autographs are legitimate or anything? And he goes, yeah, I was the one who received these autographs. So he lives in Los Angeles. He went to a game between the Clippers and the Celtics in LA in 1992 or 1990 or something like that. And he said he got these autographs by Tommy and by Reggie. So This is a really cool one. This is a one of one, obviously. I would love to send this in and get authenticated, but I would be so afraid of it getting lost in the mail, to be honest. Like, I get nervous, but you can't get this stuff. Like, I don't, if you guys don't know, but both of these men are, they're gone. They're deceased. So you'll never be able to get a card like this ever again. And I don't think another one like this ever has it been made or signed, I guess. So this is definitely number 7. This is in the top 10. None of this stuff's ever leaving. This is staying in the PC. So don't ask, please. Number 6 is another patch, and this is of the greatest wide receiver of all time. Jerry Rice to 5, Donruss changing stripes from 2017. So this is a sweet card. Obviously this one is featuring Jerry Rice's time with the Raiders and the Niners. And he's the best receiver of all time. You can't debate it. Like, you can maybe debate the tight end, you can maybe debate running back, but you can't debate Jerry Rice. And trust me, I'm a huge Larry Fitzgerald fan, but Jerry is above everybody. Most receiving yards all time, most receiving touchdowns all time, most like wide receiver starts of all time, like multiple rings. He is the guy. I mean, the longevity as well. Like, you just can't argue Jerry Rice, and these are just some cool patches. I mean, I'm assuming this is part of like the laundry tag. It looks like it says like designed under something Dassler. And then this is I think part of the number of the arm sleeve on the Raiders jersey. So this is sweet. Really cool. I got this from my boy Pern on IG, Pern's cards. So shout out Pern. And I forgot to mention, I got this one from my boy Colin on Instagram. His name is CP3 dot card, or CP3 period cards, or CP3 dot cards. Check them out. They're great. They got great sales and they're great boys. All right. That was number 6, I think. This is number 5. Yeah. All right. This is like, this could have been number 1, to be honest, but I have it here at number 5. This is a Upper Deck SP Authentic Sign of the Times gold ink autograph to 25 of Willie O'Ree. So I'm not a huge hockey guy, I'll be honest. This is like the only real big hockey card I own. And if you guys don't know who Willie O'Ree is, he is basically the Jackie Robinson of hockey, or the NHL. Jackie Robinson was the first Willie O'Ree was the first African American / dark skinned man to play in the NHL. And he played with the Bruins. So that's another cool fact. I learned all about Willie O'Ree this year. I'll be honest, I never knew about him. And I don't think a lot of people do, because honestly, he was a civil rights activist as well. I mean, he went through a lot of adversity to just be on a team in a very dominantly white sport. I mean, all sports were dominantly white at the time, but hockey, I mean, we all know even today is still very much so white dominant. That's just because that's where the sport really can only be played on ice, in cold areas. And unfortunately, most of those areas are in, Eastern Europe or Scandinavia or Canada. And that's where a lot of, Caucasians live. That's just how it is. But sorry to go on that ramble, but, he's a civil rights activist. And to inscribe also, I didn't even talk about this, hockey is for everyone. That is just the coolest thing I could think of. I mean, imagine Jackie Robinson signing a card, baseball is for everyone. That would be in a museum. So, Willie O'Ree is still alive today. I'm assuming once he passes away, things like this will just, double or triple in value. That's not the point for me. I'm going to keep this, but it just goes to show that this stuff is out there and you just got to look for it. So that is number 5. It's a real piece of history, really. Number 4 is this insane game used prime patch out of National Treasures Century Materials to 10 of Julio Jones. This is it's like 1A, 1B for the coolest patch in my collection. I mean, this is the head of the falcon, the head of the bird. I mean, what else do you want? Like, this is the only thing you need besides like maybe the NFL logo. Like, this is the coolest thing. So, funny story on this one. So, I was looking this up online, and I actually found the 1 of 1 version, the platinum version from this year. And it was the same exact patch. It was the same thing. It was the head of the bird. The only thing that was a little different, obviously, was the platinum foil, but the bird head was fixed a little bit lower. And this part of his leg you couldn't see on the patch. So it was just like a little bit lower, and you can see more of his neck. So I guess you could say it was a little bit better. But this is the same exact patch. So, and it's out of 10. And, Julio, one of the best receivers of the 2010s. I'm just going to keep talking about 2010s because that's the best era of sports for me. I mean, baseball or basketball and football. I mean, that's when I grew up, and that's when I think the best guys played, to be honest. So, then I'm gonna be biased, and that's the same for everybody. Everyone thinks that. Everyone thinks the era that they grew up in is the best. So, love this one. This is number 4. Number 3 is this one. This is the 1A, 1B scenario I was talking about. Upper Deck SP Game Used Edition. Single authentic patches out of 100 of John Stockton. And look at this thing, dude. Look at this thing. This is literally the coolest thing ever. The mountains and the old Jazz logo. You can see the H. You can see the bottom of the T. You can see the J and A, I'm assuming, of the Jazz. This is so cool. I don't know where this came from on the jersey. That's what I was trying to think of. And maybe it was on the shorts or something. Or like, I don't know, because it doesn't look like it's on the chest plate. But this is so freaking cool, man. I mean, obviously, John Stockton is a legend. The top 5 point guard of all time. Leader in assists. Huge steals guy. Never got the championship because of Michael, but he made it a couple of times. And, he was just a legend. So to have something like this in my collection is just awesome. Like I said, I'm a huge game worn patch guy, and these are pieces of history, really. Like these historical players wore these patches in games, and it's just cool to have, really. So that's number 3. We're on to the top 2, and I know this is a half-hour video now, but these 2 cards are the coolest ones by far, in my opinion. So number 2 is this one right here. 2009 Upper Deck Ballpark Collection. Yep, Ballpark Collection UD Spokesman quad patch to 25 of LeBron, Kobe, Sidney Crosby, and Ken Griffey Jr. Just take a moment. Just take a moment. I did not know this kind of card existed, to be honest. I mean, it's just crazy. So obviously, just look at this half. LeBron and Kobe. I mean, we don't need to talk about them. Like 2 of the top 10 best basketball players ever, in my opinion. And then you have 2 of the top 10 best NHL and MLB players of all time. Yes, I'm throwing Ken in there. And it is just the amount of legendary status on this card, the amount of championships, the amount of rings, the amount of stats, the amount of points you can't comprehend it. It is just something special. Something special. You don't see this stuff today. They don't make this stuff anymore. You don't see stuff like this made because it's of licensing, and I don't know. You just don't. So number 2 for sure. I love that thing. Now number 1. You see these guys here. They've been here the whole video. Number 1. You can see the card, basically. It's a 2018 second-year Jason Tatum patch autograph out of Immaculate Collection. It's a 35. Now, I have been, like I said, in the hobby for 3 years now. Back in the hobby for 3 years. And I've been collecting Tatum the whole time. And I'll tell you why. So I met Tatum, actually, in 2018 at my local mall. He was doing a meet and greet / autograph signing. And I've done these at this location in the mall before, and I saw the price. And the price to take a photo with him was $40. And I was like, that seems like a no-brainer. I mean, I was high on Tatum originally. I mean, I think he would. I liked his time. I liked his film that you get out from Duke. I thought he was going to be a great player, an all-around great player. I thought he was going to be a really great defender, mostly. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and take a picture with him. I went with one of my buddies, and I went with my grandparents who were there. And so we all went, and it was so cool. He was very shy. And I forgot to mention, me and Tatum are the same age. So it was kind of interesting seeing somebody as your peer that you're going to pay to meet and take a photo with. It was really weird. So I go up and, you know, I just say, hey, how's it going? And he just responds, hi. Like very, you know, very shy, very, very shy, which is funny because, you know, obviously all these years later, you see him in all these ads and he's very outgoing and very outspoken, very confident. And it's just really cool to see, like, over the years, as I've grown and he's grown, we can both, I just see the growth in how we both have gotten better as humans and gotten more confident and, you know, been able to say that we've become men. So it's kind of crazy. But this is definitely number one. I got this from my buddy Steve, so shout out Steve. Really appreciate the deal he gave me on this one, and it's just gonna stay in my collection forever. So that's it. That's my top pickups of the year 2023. I'm really excited and fortunate to have been able to pick up all these cards. I really can't be more thankful for the situation I am in, and you know, this is not growing overnight. You know, I again been in the hobby for 3 years and have waited 3 years to be able to have the budget to get cards like this. So I'm not showing off. I just want you guys to understand that, you know, this takes time and effort. If you really want to do it, you can do it. So thanks for watching. You know, who knows if this will ever get posted, but I really enjoyed making it and talking about these, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it if you do watch it. So let me know if you want any other types of videos like this. I would be more than happy to make them. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace out.